Hello guys, welcome back onto the Dutch couch. Sheffield Wednesday, we all know, an absolute institution of English football, right? Amazing fan base who follow them home and away. Absolutely love their club and that community, right? But for me, they're being cheated. The powers that be at Sheffield Wednesday, Chansiri, this owner there, for me is an absolute parasite. He's a cretin. Continuously treats the fan base with utter contempt. He's about as transparent as a fucking bowl of mud, that guy with his fans. He's arrogant, egotistical. He is everything that I find wrong in current modern football owners of these football clubs. They've got no respect for what the privileged position that they find themselves in to represent the people of that club. But for me, people to blame massively here are the likes of the EFL and the powers that be. They need to have more stringent measures in place there to make sure that these people are prim and proper and know how to run a club properly and represent that community. Financially, they need to make sure that they're managing them right. This is before they go in and actually own the club. Make sure they're the right people. Make sure they can do what they're promising. But even more, when they're in the position, continuously be vetting them. Because so many of these owners are actually putting these clubs and their fans through the ringer. I don't think these people quite realise what a football club means to a supporter. It's such a massive part of their life. They've got no idea. They're so out of touch. It's ridiculous. They've been hit with a load of charges and they've got a lot on their plate. Let's put it this way. If I went through the list, it'd be longer than your fucking roll of wallpaper. But they've been hit by a free transfer window, transfer fee embargo, which is strong enough. You're looking at that and you're thinking, you're in the Championship. You need to be paying money and buying players if you have ambition to get to the big league, because that's where the big revenue is. So you're thinking these club owners, they'd want to put money in to get there. This is not happening because you're running things badly. Now you can't put the money in for transfers, so you ain't getting those players. You ain't progressing. Goes against everything you should be doing. Ridiculous. What I'm reading is they might face a points deduction. Now in 2020, they got a 12-point reduction for failing PSR rules. Didn't stick to the rules. They appealed against it. They looked at it. The powers that be reduced it to 6 points. Still not a good look on the club or the owner. And ultimately, the fans. It looks bad on the fans. The fans represent the club. And they feel it. They feel it. It's ridiculous. They've also been banned from using the North Stand at Hillsborough in the EFL Championship this year due to safety concerns, right? So they're losing valuable revenue. Possibility of £9,000 paying tickets to get through the door in that stand. They've lost that revenue. So that comes out their budget. So the budget's hit drastically again. As much as the budget's not great anyway. I think it's one of the lowest budgets in the Championship. I read 19th or 20th I read today. But the worrying thing for me, they've already had to sell players to settle bills that they've not paid. And even more worrying, you've got players who have been able to literally rip up their contracts, leave the club and go to other clubs in the same division. The likes of Josh Windass has gone to Wrexham, ripped his contract up because you've broken rules. The owners, have broken rules, which means these players can go elsewhere for sod all. That is ridiculous. Again, the fans are being punished. They're losing their best players. It's madness. But this guy, for me, is just guilty of total mismanagement. And I think he's about as transparent as a coal mine, basically. Just not transparent. It's unreal. It's ridiculous. Long line of awful decisions. I'm looking, not enough time. There's not enough time in the day to mention all these problems. But he's absolutely dragging this club, this great club, in this great city, through the mud. And believe me, as much as there's a rivalry in the city, Sheffield as a city needs these two clubs thriving. I've mentioned before in other videos, Yorkshire is definitely my favourite place to watch football. It's due to the passion of these supporters. I love going to watch football in there. Mind you, I went to Rotherham, that was a little bit boring. But even they've lost their manager. Danny Roll has gone. Good manager, he's gone. I mean, Henrik Pedersen has gone in. I'm not sure what attracts you at the moment there. I know it's Sheffield Wednesday and it's a massive club, but as a manager, you're going in there thinking, what am I going into? If the fans have got no transparency, as the new manager, does he really realise what he's going into? Has he been spun a yarn? And it's only going to get harder for him. I read today they've only got 11 players in the senior squad over the age of 21. So there's quite a lack of experience there. And in the Championship, for me, that's a tough division. That's a real man's league. You need experience in there. And I've got to say, talking of experience, Barry Bannon, on the other end of the scale, him, for me, epitomises what a professional should be. Captain. I know he gets a lot of stick and a lot of piss taking because of his hair, right? But jokes aside, he's a fucking good player. And what I love about this, what I've read this week about him, he's committed himself to the club, not knowing anything about the future. He's unaware whether he's going to be paid at the end of the month, all this sort of stuff. Because these players are continuously getting late payments of wages. Staff there who are on a fraction compared to the players. Let's agree that one. They don't know whether they're getting their wages and when they're getting their wages. This is wrong. When a guy's got a £575 million purse and these people are struggling to get paid, that is seriously wrong. The morality, there's no morals there at all. It's disgusting for me. I mean, this is another, like I said, another football club in this country. I've done a video on Newcastle the other day, and now I think they're being shafted by all the fair play rules, not being able to compete with the cartel clubs. This is a different example of a fan base and a club being shafted, just to a different scale. They're protesting today. Fans are protesting today. I'm watching currently, as I'm filming this, the fans doing a protest today at Leicester, staying on the concourse before kick-off and while kick-off takes place, which is fair play to them. They pay their money. They should be able to voice their opinions. They deserve it. The only thing is, I would say they're 1-0 up as we speak, and I'm absolutely praying that they get the 3 points. So I hope all those Owls fans, as much as your summer's been shit and you've had a shit time, I'm hoping that journey home is an absolute banging one. Enjoy it. I hope it's a great one. But for me, this guy, he needs to sell up massively. He needs to get himself out of there, swallow his pride, realise he's done wrong, turn his back, take the money, get lost, let someone come in and build this club back up where it belongs. This is a Premier League football club, in my opinion. It's a massive football club. And Yorkshire, I personally think, needs more Premier League football clubs. As much as I hate the fucking Premier League, these should be at the top table of English football. These supporters deserve that. They should be at the top, because they are at the top of English football as supporters for me. But it's a huge season ahead. All I can hope is they survive on and off the pitch. But I'm going to keep an eye on this. It's going to be interesting to see the next move in this guy. Like I said, I don't think he's got any interest in selling. I think his ego has overtaken everything. He don't want to lose face. And those fans, passionate as they are, I'm not sure they'll take a lot more, surely. Zero respect. He's got zero respect for them, zero respect for the history and tradition of the club. Yeah, hope they stay afloat, and yeah, good luck for the season. I think you're going to need it. I'm going to keep an eye on them. Really wish you well. On to the next one. Take care.